Welcome to the Super Earth Podcast. This is the Helldivers 2 podcast. I'm one of your hosts, DB. I'm joined by Snuff and Bacon. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Never fails. All right.
Another episode, another special guest.
Yeah, we got a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Coyote.
Howdy, folks. I'm Coyote J, the pilot of the Leviathan of Wrath. I've been playing Helldivers 2 since 30 days in, and I haven't touched this game since.
Wow, so you've been playing like since day one, kind of.
Basically, yeah.
That's awesome. How is it? How does it feel like compared to the, like a year ago when you started playing?
Oh god, a year ago was insane. It was pre-patch. Everything was either on fire or covered in bugs or rockets. It was intense.
All right. Well, what have you guys been up to recently in Helldivers? I know we just recorded an episode, but we all played this morning and we were having some fun. I was asking, hey guys, what level is this? And I got two answers. Somebody said level 10, and somebody said, "Oh, it's level 3." And I'm like, "Wait, which one's the truth?"
Yeah, I've honestly just been carrying Bacon on my back in the matches after he got switched over to computer. So he says start over again.
Oh yeah, so you just started from the beginning, Bacon. So what's it like being a poor Helldiver?
Oh my gosh, it really feels like you get the bare bones stuff. Here's the main gun that everyone uses and go try to fight stuff. It was easy on like level 1, 2, and 3, building my way up, but joining Snuff on a level 10, it's like I feel so underprepared. I keep dying. I'm getting used to all the buttons too, so it's like I'm trying to dive away, but then I dive into the charger, and it's just not pretty.
Oh, you unlocked something today, Bacon. What was it?
Dude, I unlocked my first booster. I unlocked a few things, but I don't remember. My first booster again.
Honestly, though, starting over seems like a lot of fun. That is one of the reasons I really hope at some point they will add like a prestiging system.
Like a
new
game
prestige.
Plus.
Yeah, so you prestige, you keep your capes and stuff, obviously, like the cosmetics, but you have to start over as a new Helldiver, kind of. So people have something to grind for, they can maybe get special capes or special titles or something like that, and also everyone can keep getting the experience of starting over again.
Okay.
I think that would be pretty neat.
Well, my question of that, Snuff, is if you paid $10 for a war bond and you got like 6 or 7 war bonds and you start over from scratch, how would they do that?
Maybe add it so it's level based instead. So what, like the first time you do it, you buy them, but when you prestige, they are level based. So when you get to a certain level, you unlock this and this war bond. Maybe it's kind of hard to say how it would work, but that's one option.
Well, so your first playthrough, it's locked by a super credit, and then what's it called? The little medals that you get.
You mean the medals?
Is it called a medal?
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, they could also make it so like since you have already bought it with super credits, maybe add it so it's requisition slips instead to buy them back.
Okay, yeah. So
I think and then you have to use medals to unlock weapons.
Yeah, so for clarity's sake, I'll explain how it kind of works now. So currently how war bonds work now is you can unlock a war bond. When you unlock it, what that means is you're going to use super credits to unlock it. You can get super credits in the game, or you can, spend $10 and get 1,000 super credits and unlock it in one go. But that doesn't mean all of the items in that war bond are unlocked. Now, to try to unlock those items, you have to use medals. And medals, you can find medals in the game, but you also, most of the time, you get medals from either completing a mission, completing a campaign, and completing major orders. Now, what you're suggesting is if we do a new game plus, everything instead of your second go around, instead of the warband being hidden, locked behind super credits, it would be locked behind your level, what level you are.
Yeah,
And then-
level or maybe just medals, and maybe like to re-unlock it, you pay like 10,000 requisition slip, kind of.
Yeah, and then requisition slips you get for completing missions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that would be pretty interesting, like if you had to re-unlock everything.
Yeah, I agree. Like a New Game Plus or a Prestige. If people play
Yeah.
Call of Duty, it's called Prestige. If you play Dark Souls, it's called New Game Plus.
Yeah. I would love something like that. And then you get, as I said, you get like a special title or maybe a mark next to your Helldiver logo or something like that to show that you actually prestiged, or a cape, or just something special, And maybe like every time you have prestige 10 times, for example, you get a special armor, something like that. So people,
that's pretty good.
Because we're getting to the point where everyone is maxed out, right? Like no matter how good you are, people are getting maxed out, so we need some stuff to grind for.
Oh.
So I think something like that would add a little extra for the people who are at that point.
Can I add a little input here? So what I've noticed is I play with a lot of level 150 players, and that's just naturally, even if I queue in with strangers, with randoms, a lot of time they're level 150. And so while I still need, samples here and there, because once you get towards the end, once you're level 50 or 60, each thing on your ship upgrade is like 200 common samples. So I still need a lot of samples. And the level 150s, they do not care because they haven't grinded for samples in like 60 levels. So maybe for your prestige stuff, you unlock stuff with samples. And then now you have a reason for level 150 players to keep grinding is to collect samples.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be really fun. No, I really like the idea
I think
that
would be a good way to do it.
Also, another thing, here's a little question. Do weapons have weapon skins and camos?
Not yet.
Because
I would love some camos.
I don't like when I say weapon skins, I don't like the Call of Duty weapon skins where your gun looks like a dragon. I'm not into that.
No, if they add things like that, I will actually be pretty mad, and I will probably send complaints to Arrowhead.
Yes. But
because this is like a military kind of game. It's a tactical shooter.
Yeah. But I would.
So it's supposed to be realistic, even though it is sci-fi.
Yeah, but so I would be down for the camouflages, weapon camos.
Yeah, like they can add skins, or like maybe free skins even, that you just have like a color option, so you can choose between different camos, or gray and black and white and so on, like the bland colors, like realistic colors that you will actually use in a realistic setting. Because I don't want to see the polka dot autocannon on the battlefield.
Yeah, 100%. Or maybe you get the polka dot autocannon when you're prestige level 10 or whatever.
Oh hell no! If I do that, I want prestige.
Well, we've got lady Helldivers. Like they might want some pink armor or a pink gun.
Yeah, but it's not the Helldiver's choice. It's Super Earth's choice.
Damn.
We get what we get supplied.
What kind of skins, Coyote and Bacon, what kind of skins would you be down for? What kind of camouflages? Would you like pink polka dot?
I mean, I could rock.
I would like some nice U.S. military ones, BDU, Desert, some ACU, the digital camo, any of those. Even if it was, you know how you can change the color of the exosuits and the landing craft.
Yeah.
So it would even be cool if you could take the prints that you already have and apply those to your weapon sets for your loadout. Like, I want the Viper Commando set full, and my weapons are now Viper Commando colored.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, add like realistic color options.
Yeah.
Something that would actually be used in a battle situation.
And my favorite camouflage pattern is multicam, because funny enough, when I was in the army, I was in ACUs, which is the absolute Absolute worst camouflage pattern ever fielded in history. But I only used that in
Wet
Garrison.
concrete.
And then when I deployed to Afghanistan, we had multicam. And I think I might have been one of the first units to deploy with multicam, but I love multicam. And BDU. BDU is really awesome. I like BDU.
I
Oh,
need one that says like student. I don't know what I'm doing.
just
or reckless.
Get the cadet color.
Also,
Yeah, exactly.
We do kind of have some BDU in the game already. If you do the Jungle Warfare one, whatever warband that
Yeah,
is.
the Viper Commando.
Viper Commando has some BDU camouflage on it.
Yeah.
And you know what I was thinking? So, okay, this kind of goes with the autocannon and the autocannon sentry. They both use a toggle lock mechanism, right? And guess what gun in history used the toggle lock mechanism, firing mechanism? The Luger, which is, you know, a World War II German one. So maybe we get some Flecktarn camo, you know? Let's get some of that.
And I mean, there is actually a real weapon that looks very much like the autocannon that uses toggle as well.
Oh, really?
Yes. I don't remember what it's called, but it is a real thing, which they probably base the autocannon on.
I really thought they based autocannon on the Luger. I couldn't think of anything else that uses the
Yeah,
toggle lock.
so if some people, I don't know if you guys have, but there's a guy on YouTube from England that where they have the Royal Arsenal Museum or something like that talk about different old weapons, and he had a couple of Helldivers episode where he goes through the weapons and what the real life comparison would be.
Are you talking about the guy from the British Royal Armies?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And he went through those weapons and he pulled out a weapon that is basically the autocannon.
What?
Yeah. So if you want to see what it is in real life, it exists.
I'm looking that up right now. I'm telling you, I'm gonna find out what that is. That is so cool.
It is pretty cool.
I was just googling.
Yeah,
it.
I'm just looking at the notes right now.
Yeah, Snuff, I think you actually sent that video to me.
I think I sent you that like a long time ago.
And I think it was it looked chrome and almost like a
he's
like
like
brim
black
gun.
Yeah, he's like
deal.
black chrome if I remember correctly.
So I've got it
Kind of.
pulled up. It's called the Solothurn 20mm anti-tank rifle.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm.
It's pretty cool.
I don't have any other information of it right now. Maybe we could dive into it later in the episode or in a different episode, but
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's like the only thing I've seen use a toggle lock except for a Luger. That is cool.
And it's so big and heavy.
So for someone who doesn't know, like Coyote doesn't know what a toggle lock is, haha. What is a toggle lock?
So you know on the autocannon when you shoot it pulls up like two pins in a triangle. If you look when you
Sure.
shoot it,
Yep.
yeah, when you shoot it,
Yep,
it
yep.
like pulls it up like that, and then it shoves it back down. It's that is the toggle lock kind of. It pulls it up and then pulls back forward to reload another mission. But
Let me break it down, right? So
yeah,
think of any semi-automatic pistol. Most of them they use a slide. So most of the time, what happens is the entire slide, when you fire, the slide rolls back, hits the rear of the pistol.
Mm-hmm.
It exposes the barrel. Where if you actually take apart a real pistol like that, most slide pistols, the barrel isn't even connected to the slide. Like the barrel kind of goes up when the slide rolls back. But that slide, what happens is that slide ejects the cartridge. It hits the end of the frame of the pistol, and then a spring pushes the slide back. And when the slide pushes back, it chambers a new round. So that's what makes
so it automatically reloads.
So that's what a normal semi-automatic pistol does, right? So you shoot one round, and then it goes back, it hits a spring, it chambers a new round. A
Yeah.
toggle lock, instead of hitting the back and instead of the barrel being separated from the frame in the slide, the barrel is connected to the frame, and the toggle lock is
Okay.
simply the action. So think about, you have the barrel and then you have the chamber, and on a toggle lock, the chamber is connected to the toggle lock. So what happens is you shoot, and then you can see. It's one of the most interesting type of mechanisms, because the toggle lock is like a cylinder with two bars, and it pulls upward. And when you actually go to load a Luger, you'll rack the magazine into the bottom, and then you'll pull the toggle lock, and it's this really weird, unique mechanism that you only see on a couple guns, and it kind of pulls upward, and then that's how it chambers a new round. So each time it ejects a cartridge, the toggle is like, you can physically see it go up above the barrel, and then when it chambers a new round, it slides back into place. I don't know if that was too much, or if I simplified that enough.
I'll just look up like a GIF of it being reloaded, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, like there's not many weapons that use it, but there are some. Like, if you look at, like, if you open up like old days lever action rifles, most of they use toggle lock, but it's inside the chamber, kind of. It's like inside the plating. You don't see it on the lever action rifles, but a lot of those uses toggle lock as well.
What's unique about World War I and World War II weapons is that every country in the world was going from black powder rifles to smokeless powder inside a cartridge. And so a lot of different weapons, they hadn't figured it out yet. And so they were using kind of ancient mechanisms combined with new technology, and they were like trying out things, inventing new things. So right around when the Luger was created, like, I don't know what year, I think it was like 1908, a lot of weird guns were being built.
There was a lot of weird ones.
Because they hadn't quite figured it out yet. Like, if you look at the Thompson, are you familiar with the Tommy gun?
yeah.
When
The classic.
Yeah, when they had originally made the Tommy gun, so what the toggle lock does, a toggle lock, it slows the mechanism from. So think about that slide again, where a semi-automatic pistol, the slide slides back. Well, that's a lot of force going back. The toggle lock, the idea of it was to kind of slow it down as it goes back.
Gotcha.
So when you shoot a bullet, the pressure, the back pressure from that bullet, so most of the pressure pushes the bullet forward. Some of the back pressure will push out the back and eject push your mechanism back and eject, right?
Right.
So that toggle lock is meant to kind of slow it down. That's also why you get stuff like the MP5, which is used as like a roller delayed system. It's just a way to delay the recoil. Well, for the Tommy gun, they used a mechanism that this guy like tried to invent and then patent, and I think he did so successfully, but at the end of the day, they ended up just taking the mechanism out because the whole scientific principle that he based his patent on was just incorrect. Like, they hadn't quite figured it out. And so in World War II, you get something called, you have the 1928 Tommy gun, and then you have an M1A1 Thompson. And then M1A1 is like simplified for manufacturing, but the main thing they did was they took out this ridiculously complicated mechanism and they just made a straight blowback.
Yeah.
So all it does is the bolt goes back, there's a spring that pushes it forward. Like, that's all it is.
Gotcha.
Because, yeah, and that's why you get like these really cool guns like that. But suffice to say, there's a lot of similarities between Helldivers equipment and some World War II German stuff. A lot of like the Stelheim, the helmets look similar. The autocannon has that similar toggle lock, similar to the Luger. So that was like the main comparison of that.
Yeah, like in general, like a lot of the weapons in the game are fairly realistic. I mean, you have stuff like plasma weapons and laser weapons which aren't that realistic, but if you think about it like as a mechanism, a lot of them are fairly realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the guns in Helldivers are bullpup rifles, which is a common, strategy for making things today, for making guns today. But I think they do that because it kind of looks futuristic to make it a bullpup.
Yeah, probably.
And if you're wondering what a bullpup is, it simply means that your pistol grip and your trigger mechanism is in front of the magazine well.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to an AR-15 or a Barrett 50 cal or,
Where it's
a Galil.
you're holding onto the handle and you can use another hand to reload it.
Well, the pistol grip
it's basically a way to make the weapons a little bit more compact.
Gotcha.
Yeah. An AR-15, the pistol grip is behind the magazine. A bullpup weapon, the pistol grip is front of the magazine. What that does is the chamber is closer to your face, which means you can have a longer barrel and a shorter buttstock, which means you can have a longer barrel normally means you have better ballistics for a bullet. So what happens with a bullpup is you get a shorter package with better performing ballistics. So that means it's like a bullpup weapon is usually a lot better for CQB, close quarters battles, urban warfare, stuff like that. I know, we just got really nerdy.
I mean, that's allowed. There's nothing wrong with that.
But yo, it's okay. So something I wanted to bring up. We were talking about last episode. We talked about the polls about in the Discord, and I realized that there are polls on the Spotify, and Mike and Lido had put a poll at the end of every episode, and so you could go to an episode on Spotify and partake in the poll and like let us know what your favorite this is. And I didn't realize that till episode 4. So I put a poll on episode 4 and 5, and I'll do the same for 6 and 7. So I wanted to kind of read what the end results of the polls were. So for episode 4, which the episode was top 5 fortifications, I listed, okay, what's your favorite fortification? And people voted, and they liked teamwork the best. It won.
Yeah.
Which and I forget whose that was. Who was was it Darth Wraith or was it Demon? It was
Demon.
So Demon was the guest for that episode, and I think his number 1 was teamwork, was his top 1 fortification. And so it won with a total of 2 votes. the rocket sentry, the shield generator, and the HMG emplacement, they all tied with 1 vote. And then episode 5, I think the poll is still going, but it's top 5 ways to unalive things. And right now the axe is tied with a 500 kilogram. So if
maybe you should explain to people how to see the poll in Spotify, though.
I don't actually know how to see the poll. I know that you go to Spotify and you can vote, but I don't know how to see it on like the
because even me, I'm co-host and I don't know how to see it. Honestly.
So walking through it right now, I opened Spotify on my phone, went to Super Earth Podcast, a Helldivers Radio stream, season 2, episode 5. I'm just gonna click on the title and scroll down, and under the comments you will see a poll. And then the best way to unalive things, you can vote, click on an answer, and click vote.
That is interesting, though, because I'm on PC right now, and on PC you cannot see the poll.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is not there, which is interesting.
So while you're downloading the Spotify app, go ahead and download Discord. Join us in the Super Earth Podcast Discord.
A cheeky little placement.
But yeah, and if you want to make Snuff mad, go ahead and vote on the top 5 ways to unalive things, and vote against the X. Vote on the 500 kg.
Actually, looking at it right now, it looks like the 500 kg has 2 more votes than the axe.
Oh.
Now the axe is tied with the breaker incendiary and the expendable anti-tank. So
Awesome.
Big Boom is at 40% of the votes.
I'm not surprised. But I have my rant in the last episode about that, so don't have to worry about it.
All right, that's fun. That's a fun thing.
I'm not gonna rant again now. It will take up too much time. Nerd time.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Part two. So I was thinking I would do a little bit of like total stats for things, because it's been a while since most people probably don't look at the total stats for everything.
Right.
And I think we should start off with the major order that is going on right now, as we're recording.
Okay.
And the major order now is the Expedition to the Gloom, which most people is probably aware of. It is to provide security for a scientific expedition into the Gloom in order to enable technology advancements that could stop the Meridian Singularity. So this is a very important mission. And currently, there are 59,000 people online in total. And 38,000 people are on Nivelle 43, which is the planet that is in the Gloom. So 64% of the player base is there. The rest is split up into smaller pies in the pie chart. About 14% of the players are on bot side, and 7% is on the Illuminate side. And there's a couple of people that is fighting on other Terminate planets. I don't know why they're doing that, but that's up to them, I guess. Do the MO, guys. It's not that hard.
Is the satellite at that planet, or is it somewhere else?
Satellite? What are you thinking about?
Like, you know the thing that it's like
The DSS.
the DSS, yeah.
The DSS, I'm not I don't see it on this list that I pulled up right now where it is.
So it's
at
not
the moment.
So it's not there at that planet that we're in the Gloom.
No. But it's about like 13% of the Terminated players are not on the MO planet in the Gloom. Which is... I don't know why you're fighting... If you're fighting bugs, why not just do the MO that is Terminates right now? Why not just go there, you know?
They're having fun.
But, yeah, they're having fun. Oh, fuck fun. You're in the army, boy. But yeah, what I wanted to get into is more like the total stats for missions completed and missions failed and so on, and dive time. So currently, missions completed, we have every mission that has been dove into has a completion percentage of 91.3%, which is pretty good. But then again, it tells you how easy the game is, actually, if you ask me. But total mission completed is at 485,184,250. That is the total missions that have ever been done in this game so far.
Dang.
That is a lot. You're going to be a little bit shocked when I get into the rest of them. Missions failed lays on... Then again, because compared to the other one, would be 8.7%, and lays at 46,481,000. Now this one is gonna blow your mind out. The next one. But if you have a question,
game, or is this like right now?
This is right now, like lifetime. It keeps updating, so the numbers keep changing as I speak. Sadly, I do not. But we have mission total dive time, like in total for every player that's ever played. It is currently 47 years, 4 weeks, 1 day, and 9 hours and 30 minutes.
Dang, that's someone's exact age today.
Yeah, that is the total mission dive time.
That's crazy.
And then we have shots fired, which is 809 billion shots fired.
Wow. Oh my god.
Projectiles hits is 909.5 billion projectiles hits.
I still don't know how that's possible.
Because you have to remember, like, projectiles hits is you have sentries, you have eagles, you have barrages, you have so many.
Okay.
That's why that one is higher than the other ones.
Gotcha.
Now, hit to shot ratio lays at 1.12 to 1. So we hit 1.2-ish shots per time you shoot. But kill to death ratio, we kill about 50.9 enemies per shot. Or per death. So basically you kill 51 enemies before you die is the average, which is interesting. And terminated deaths in total is racking up quickly. So I had to read fast. It's at almost at 109 billion. Dead automatons, it is racking up a little bit slower because it's automatons, but it's about 45.3 billion. And Deadly Illuminates is racking up fairly fast, and since it hasn't been out so long, it's fairly lower than the other ones, but it's about 21 billion. But it's catching up fairly fast because they're easy. Helldivers killed in action is about 3.5 billion people. So there's a lot of people that have died for Super Earth, which is very democratic. And here's my favorite. Thank you for your service. And here's my favorite one, though. Accidentals. Which is almost at 500 million currently.
And
almost
100 million
500,
of those are yours.
Almost half a billion people have died to people accidentally killing them.
Quote unquote accidental.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Yeah, quote unquote.
I wonder what the percentage of that is accidental, actually.
14.4%.
No, I mean like what the percentage of that 500 million is accidental versus just team killing.
Yeah, I would say probably 20% is on purpose.
Yeah,
like pure guess, and the rest is like actual accidentals.
Yeah. That'd be a staggering number, I think, of on purpose.
Yeah. But yeah, there's my little stat review. That's all I got for you.
Yeah, so this week's top 5 is top 5 pain in the butt enemies. And Coyote, you said you know a thing or two about this.
Oh yeah. No, I commonly tell a lot of people I'm not a great Helldiver. I'm an enthusiastic one. So I go onto all the battlefields. And playing on console is a little bit different than playing on PC. PC is a little more sharper. And at my age, everything's slow. But man, I really get wrecked around with like bombs, mines, all the stuff, just like everybody else. But I put together a very comprehensive list of what I believe the most butthole varieties of species we have.
Well, since you're the guest, we're gonna let you go first. What's your number 5? So we're gonna start 5 and go down to eventually turn number 1. What's your number 5 pain in the butt enemy?
Number 5, we're starting with the Illuminate Overseer, the one on the ground.
Yeah, I know you hate those.
Oh yeah.
And for reasons of their wide Babe Ruth swinging style. You get hit with that. You don't even have to be within the physical range of it. Somehow the magic wind off the end of that thing goes slamming you to the side, and then all of a sudden he's a Jamaican runner running up at you and smacks you across the head. It's over, bro.
Yeah, the hitbox area of that swing is ridiculous.
Oh, it's the worst. And literally, and my only other note past that is I just said shields are dumb. So that's what I got for number 5.
There's one thing I will comment on though. If you use the bubble shield, it will toss you back. If you use the ballistic shield, it will most of the time dampen the blow, so you won't be tossed back. which is very good to know. So bubble shield will toss you away because it hits the bubble and you will bounce around like a, I don't know, a bouncy ball, you know, like a little tennis ball bouncing away. But the ballistic shield will dampen most of the blows. So if you're going back to axing stuff that I like, ballistic shield is pretty good.
Classic.
So my number 5 pain in the butt enemy is, okay, this is a funny one. This is actually friendly sentries. So this includes...
I totally know what you mean.
This includes, you know, I could even throw it to friendly team kills, but friendly Gatlings, friendly rockets, friendly guard dogs, the friendly guard dog laser. That laser guard dog is infamous, man. People hate that thing. So
yeah. And the way they sometimes just look at you menacingly and it starts firing. I 100% know what you mean on that.
You made eye contact.
We went through that today while we were playing.
Yeah, being somebody who brings them in a lot, I've got really good at diving underneath the incoming fire.
Like, the amount of sentries I have destroyed on purpose because people keep placing them at really, really bad spots. I don't know what that amount is, but it's a lot.
All right, let's go. Bacon, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is a tie between the spore bust hunters, because when it kills you, it says killed by tongue, and I just think that's awful. They just keep jumping at you, and they keep going, and I'm like, gah!
The little sexual lick.
Yeah, I'm like, literally, it's a pain in the butt. Especially running away from them.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but it's a tie between that and really it should be number 1, but Snuff's mines.
I mean, that should almost be at your honorable mention, probably.
Yeah, that deserves a spot in somebody's top 5. I'm glad I made it yours.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Snuff, what's your number 5?
Mine is the goddamn bile spewers.
Yeah.
When I'm playing on bug side, I don't know what it is, but they always get me. And they annoy the crap out of me. Especially the armored version, like the green ones. Because they also have artillery. And man, do they annoy me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, funny enough, being somebody that uses the eruptor, a lot of the ones that used to probably would have made my list aren't making my list this time. And that's one of the ones where I think it used to make my list, but since I got that eruptor, man, I one-shot the spewers now.
I think the list would change drastically for most of us, I would say, if we change our main loadout.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because one loadout is good for one certain type of enemies, and another one is good for another certain type of enemies, but really bad for another one again. So
yeah, like if you're using the axe, the bug
yeah,
spewers
the
are your
for
bane.
everything. Axe is such a good all-round weapon. I mean, ask Coyote here. He had a rough time, but he did the Berserker.
That I did. So,
I mean, he was a little bit screaming for his life a lot of the time, but
I'm telling you, it's hard on console to do the challenge, man. It's the way I've configured, because I've configured my controller to more of a Call of Duty friendly loadout, to where most of the things line up, but I have a lot of double bindings. And to be able to melee and jump at the same time it's an ask.
yeah, it thinks like that's what kind of what I talked about on the last recording that it hasn't been published yet, but but PC, because of the amount of buttons and the mouse and everything like that, the availability for key bindings will always have the upper hand to console. Like, no matter what you're playing, it will always have an upper hand. So that's why a lot of games that are PvP, for example, and they are cross-platform, the PC players will most of the time annihilate the console players just because of that.
Yeah.
Because it's such a big upper hand.
Yeah, they try to balance it out by giving console players aim assist, but even then, a lot of the PC players, the systems they're running on just run a lot faster. Their monitors have a higher refresh rate, and
you have better monitors. You usually sit closer to the monitor. You're faster with everything. The mouse is kind of like an extension of your arm, so it feels more natural compared to real life.
Right.
To just move your mouse where you want it. So it will always be an upper hand. It's just how it is.
But a lot of the time, console players are playing in their living room on the main TV.
And what I look at console for is much better for the casual gamer, which just want to boot up and just play any game and just have everything ready to go. No issues. You don't have to think about graphic settings. You don't have to think about anything. You just boot it up and you're ready to go.
Yeah. Right. Well, and that's a good thing why they make keyboard and mouse for like the newest generation of consoles.
Yeah.
So I do have a friend who plays console, but he has a keyboard and mouse, and so that's kind of the best of both.
Oh, that's cool.
But
that's a good thing that they have done that, because I mean, some people likes to play more competitive as well against the PC players, and when you have a PlayStation, you don't have that option, but now you do. So it levels out the battlefield a little bit.
But to get back on topic, I think we're gonna do Coyote. Coyote is your number 4.
My number 4 is the Bile Titan. And it's mainly for their precision skewering. They've recently procured, I guess, in a speed update or something, but I've found that recently they are far more persistent with actually dead on hitting you through a dive or something. They're going to nail you if you're underneath.
It's almost like they're learning and getting pretty accurate with their shots.
Bingo, yeah.
They've been grinding the game lately.
And every now and again, maybe other players have noticed, but it seems like for every 5 Bile Titans, there's that one. 7 Quasars, everybody's dumping heavy machine gun rounds into it. It is literally just 4 legs at this point, but no, it's still alive and spewing.
It's just tanking everything. It just keeps tanking it.
It's just one out of 5. Like, it's rare, but that sucker's going to chase you through those cities, and the eagle strike after eagle strike, it's still coming after you.
Yeah, they can be relentless sometimes.
Bile Titans.
Yeah, that's a good number 4, I would say.
Pick, yeah. So my number 4 is, and I'm going to say now it's kind of fitting that the major order right now is the Doom, the Gloom planet. Because my number 4 is enemies. Pretty much any enemy that slows you down. So, like, I've noticed playing the Terminids on the Gloom planets, even, like, the smallest little guys, they have different, like, spikes on them. And, like, you kill them, they slow you down. They spit at you, slow you down. You kill an alpha commander, it slows you down. You kill it doesn't matter, a warrior, it slows you down. It's like every single one slows you down. So that's my number 4.
Yeah, when they're the Gloom variants, so then when they die, they explode, and they send out that Gloom dust, I guess. And it sucks so bad. I agree with that number 4.
And it's not even like the most worst thing ever to happen. It is just a pain in the butt. And and that's why
it can be,
and that's why it's my number 4, because it's a pain in the butt to deal with.
What I usually do is, when they're that close that they can slow you down with a little burst of smoke or whatever you want to call it, that they burst out when they die, I usually dive at the same time as I shoot them, because most of the time it will not hit you in a way that will slow you down.
So what you're saying is get good. It's a skill
Yes.
issue.
Yeah. no, I'm just trying to, like, in general, like, give little tips in here and there, because that's kind of what I'm here for, right?
Yeah, no, that's a really good tip.
But most of the time, like, not always, but a lot of the times when you dive at the same time, it will not hit you, and you can keep on running. But
Gotcha.
then we're also back to having crowd control weapons. Like, I'll talk a little bit about the Breaker Incendiary in the last episode, and how you're supposed to use it. Pop one shot and at one squad of enemies, let them burn, and focus on another squad of enemies meanwhile, and then go back to them, go back and forth. Use it to your advantage that they actually burn. Don't use it as a regular shotgun.
Right.
But that goes for every weapon that is crowd control based.
Yeah.
Is supposed to be used like that. Like the Blitzer, for example, that I know you hate, DP. like if you're fighting, for example, the Overseers, alternate your shots between them, the ones that you're fighting, because then both of them will be stunned all the time. They can barely recover in between your shots, so you don't get any proper shots in.
Yeah. So let's go, Bacon. It's your number 4.
My number 4 is on the bot side. It's the factory striders. I never know where to shoot, and if we don't get the cannon on top in time, it just keeps shooting me, and I can never dive out of the way, and it's just a pain in the butt.
Yeah, they can be a little bit hard if you don't know where to shoot. But I'll take you on a run and teach you the ways.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely a solid number 4. And I will say about this list, I really like the list. We could do 10 selection each, because I haven't heard a bad option yet.
Yeah.
I mean, in total, it's probably all of the enemy types.
Yeah. But speaking of which, Snuff, what's your number 4?
It's the Shriekers.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's not because they kill you a lot, because they really don't, but it's the fact that they usually swoop down and hit you when you're in a pinch, and they hit you quite hard, so you have to waste a stim on that.
Yeah. No, that's
it's very rare that I actually get killed by them. They're just really, really annoying.
yeah.
They're just a pain in the ass.
They're just a pain in the butt. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They really are.
All right. Well, hey, I think we're on to number 3. So, Coyote, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is probably a fan favorite. And for this species, I actually have 2 variants, and they're exactly similar, except for one is in the Incendiary Core, the Flame Hulk. And particularly the Mortar variety for its kinship. So Flame Hulk plus Mortar Flame Hulk. One has a flamethrower and a saw blade. The other one has a flamethrower and a mortar.
Yeah.
So with this particular asshole, this one will chase you to the ends of the map, and God forbid if you do not have any anti-tank available, their mid-range attacks that come from below a hill are nearly invisible to see until they are way too close to move.
Yeah, they have something personal to get to. They're dedicated to get you.
Oh yeah.
And they seem buffed, like the mortar ones. They seemed like they were angrier, they were tougher, and they even had more Warhammer stuff on top of their head.
Yeah, and like it's kind of like I talked about the episode where we talked about the Incineration Corps, how accurate they are with their shots.
Yeah.
Because they will shoot, they will predict where you move, so you have to wiggle around so much, and if you get hit, you just have to keep diving and almost never getting a shot in.
Yeah. And I'll say this, little spoiler, they make an appearance in my list later on.
You mentioned the regular Flaming Hulk as well. The main thing that annoys me about that one is that it's kind of bugged, so it like flips around its torso all the time, so you can't hit it in the weak points. And then it just swings around and slaps you in the ass with the fucking circular sword it has in his hand.
Just give you a little Rick James.
They can fight against Mike Tyson, that one.
So my number 3 is the automaton tower turrets and bunker turrets. Because unlike unlike Hulk's, where there's an option to hit him in the chest in the front, I can't hit those things in the front with anything. I gotta go around to the rear, and if you're a mile away and it's locked on, I mean, you've got no choice. You just have to find cover, try to flank it.
Yeah, and sometimes you're just standing there fighting something, and one is behind you that they haven't noticed, and it sneakily turns around to you and shoots you in the ass.
Yeah, it'll snipe you out of nowhere.
And then if you don't die, you will guarantee to be died like half a second later because it ragdolls you into the enemy squad.
Yeah. And again, it's not like the worst thing ever, but it's just a pain in the butt.
It is. It doesn't have to be the worst thing ever. This is just pain in the ass things.
Yeah, and so I think it's a perfect fit for my number 3. But yeah, Bacon.
Are those the ones?
Oh, what?
Are those the ones that cue the voice line? You're in range of enemy artillery.
No, that is those are annoying as well. But those are like a base with artillery cannons.
Yeah, that's actually that's actually a good honorable mention for completely different reasons. It's a pain in the butt just because. Okay, how many times are you gonna tell me?
Warning, you're in range of enemy artillery.
But yeah, so Bacon, what's your?
Yeah, those can be a little bit.
What's your number 3, Bacon?
Yeah. My number 3 are the Shriekers, those flying bugs. They're, oh my gosh, they're not hard to kill, but in the situation that you're always in, where you're fighting so many bugs on the ground, trying to keep moving, they're just like, oh, what's that? I'm gonna fly in and swoop down and knock you over, and like, you don't have to do that.
And the spawn rate on them is fairly fast
crazy.
As well. So they can swarm you pretty fast.
Oh yeah, and especially if you have a assault rifle where it's just you're shooting one bullet and it's not a incendiary shotgun.
Yeah. I'm glad to see that it's not only me that gets annoyed by those.
Oh yeah, it's one of the first bugs that I'm like I hate these.
Definitely a solid choice, and I haven't hated anybody's choice so far. Every single one's been good. But speaking of which,
I'm excited to see how annoying they're gonna be in the board game version.
Yeah. But yeah, Snuff.
Oh my gosh,
Snuff, we're on to your number 3.
Yes, it's chargers in general.
Mm-hmm.
Not because they're hard to kill or necessarily kill you that much, just like the Shriekers, but sometimes they don't make a sound. They just charge you from the back, and you don't hear it at all. It makes no sound sometimes, and it just flips you to your death.
Like you survive the hit, but you don't survive the impact of the
and
rocket
sometimes
shoves you into.
And sometimes you break your neck or something, like hitting a rock, or if you don't do that, they will just stomp you afterwards. They just casually walks up to you and just stomp you.
Oh, you know what's been getting me lately is the chargers that charge at me are fine. I can dodge out of them, but for some reason lately, the chargers have been like slowly walking towards me, and I'll dodge out of the way, and they'll get me anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And also the sport charger, kind of back to the gloom guys you guys talk about, like when the sport charger explodes, it gives out an acid smoke.
Yeah.
So that usually gets you sometimes if you kill it.
Yeah. Are those new?
No, they have been here for a while.
I just never seen them. Like
they're not as common as the regular ones, but they have been here for like over half a year ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just late to the party, but the first time I saw it, I'm like, what the heck is that? Like,
but the nice thing about those, though, they can be killed with regular primary weapons as well, because they don't have the same armor as the auto chargers.
Well, okay. Coyote, what does that mean? We're on to your number 2?
Number 2?
That'd be right.
Yes, sir.
And I'm actually keeping it in the bug variety. For my number 2 is the Alpha Commander. With the ability to say "fuck you" without a head, this asshole will find me in any match. It never
I
failed.
hate that.
To
I hate
deliver
it so
Street
much.
Fighter-esque broken moves with one single arm swings that paralyze you, keep you underneath it in its underbelly until it eventually removes your face.
Mhm.
And sometimes, like, you almost kill them and they look like they're dead, and you walk past them, but no, it's alive. Then it swings around.
No.
It's happened so many times.
Like, that one, it literally is the definition of an asshole. Like, it just keeps pooping, you know? Just everywhere.
And they also charge as well, like the chargers.
That was another point, was like, I was going to say something about it being like a charger, and it just rails you. Like, and sometimes they're just about as silent, but they have like that raptor-esque call that you can hear them from. The only thing you can really get off of chargers is the grunt, unless like you're looking at it, then you get the cues for the hoof sounds, I guess.
Yeah.
But man, like they're like the owls of the Terminids.
Yeah. Well, so that brings us to my number 2, and it is also I'm still sticking with the Terminids for my number 2, and it is the Impalers. And it's like, they're not that hard to kill, especially with the Eruptor. I hit them twice in the neck, but like, if it's already chaotic, it's not a welcomed addition to a fight. To have 4 wailing arms that you had to dodge and all that. Like, they really can mess you up.
If they get you, they just wombo combo you. It's just bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, thankfully it hasn't happened a lot.
That one was actually initially on my list as well, but I actually removed it because I remembered that there are other ones that annoy me more.
Yeah. And I'm glad that we're getting a lot of variety on our list. Like, I feel like we're all picking a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm
so
glad
that
we did.
brings us to Bacon's number 2.
Yeah.
Speaking of variety, it's not variety. It's the Hulk fire bombers. The mortar shots are just, you dive and then it's like, oh, you're diving right there.
You want a box of skill tissues? I still have one for
please.
you.
Yes,
All right,
please.
I'm sending it over.
Perfect.
You gotta wiggle more. Alright. Feel free to jump in on this, Coyote, because this one annoys you as well, and probably you, DB, and the Bacon as well. It's the hunters on the bug side.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely a good one.
Oh my gosh.
The goddamn hunters. Like, again, it's not something that necessarily kills you all the time, but it swarm you so much, and they lick you, they pounce you, they hit you with their claws, they do everything.
Yeah, that's so
like,
annoying.
And like also the new predator strain with the new hunter there that goes invisible up until it's right next to you. That one also spits acid. It's so annoying.
That is a good one, man. I really do. Like, those are just a pain in the butt. They really are.
Yeah. They really are.
Yeah.
Feels like I'm getting my ass fisted.
I just looked it up, and those ones are the ones that wombo combo you.
Yeah, and they hit so
extreme
fast
speed.
as well. So if you
Oh
don't
my
get
gosh.
to dive fast enough, or get out of their way fast enough, it will kill you every time. Like, if you get hit and don't have the chance to just dive or something, you will die every time.
I think I die more to those than anything else, just because it's like the combination is so bad. To get hit by a charger and one of those are by you, or an alpha commander and one of those are by you, it's so bad.
Yeah, and when you try to shoot them as well, they just jump around so much. You often miss a couple of shots as well, so they get real close before you get them, unless you see them on a far away before they get to you.
The one thing I'll add is that I say all of this out of love. I actually do like fighting them. It's satisfying to kill them because they're so annoying.
Yeah,
Bug hunt all day.
It's a good feeling killing them.
Yeah, I don't want them to be removed. I like them, but they are a pain.
No. Like all of this, no matter what we're saying here, keep them all. I mean, honestly, keep them as they are. Don't change them.
Exactly.
Keep them as they are. They're the whole point of these enemies are kind of to be annoying and be in a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
That's kind of their job. Like, imagine if you didn't have any enemies at all. It will just that would be boring.
Yeah.
I would
They
have
watched-
nothing to hit with my axe except wood or something.
And I will say the variety of enemies that we have, especially on the bug side, is entertaining. It is fun, more so than it was
Yeah.
a year ago. It was fun a year ago, but the variety it just adds to it.
Yeah, 100%.
So
Can you
does
imagine-
that bring us? What does that bring us to? Our number ones? Are we on
Number
Coyote
one,
Days?
yeah.
Number one.
My number one, and I just want to say that if Snuff looks back, he should know exactly which one this is.
Is it
And
from
it's going to
mine?
go right to the automaton front. And my number one is the armored two-legged strider with the
Oh.
rockets. That
Oh my
laser
gosh.
pinpoint rockets that you could be a
Dude.
football field away. You've cleared everything. Look at you. You just took out the jam. Boom. Smack
Yeah.
you.
And it used to
wanna
be
run
even
away?
worse.
Pops your leg, breaks your leg, rocket.
Yeah.
And also they're fast, so you can't outrun them. And they also used to be even worse than they are now, because now they miss a lot of their rockets, but they used to be pinpoint accurate on their missiles.
When they first came out, it was terrifying. I
Yeah.
avoided level 9 for God
Yeah.
knows how long because of the armor. Snuff dragged
Coy-
me in,
Co-
kicking and
yeah,
screaming.
Coyote
Now,
asked me
Kravic
quite a
just
lot of-
mentioned the other day when we were playing. Like, he's like, you used to be like a level 6 guy. Now you're just like casual 8.
Yeah, I remember when I first joined the server, like, I think it was you and Crab, because like actually played with me the first time when I forced you into level 10. and often they begged me, can we please do a lower level? Please?
Just
I don't
one.
care, we just won. And then every time they asked that, I just pulled them into level 1.
you would do
And then he
that.
just killed everything on the map.
That is on brand.
I have a tendency to just force people to get good.
That was funny. Well, so hey, it's time for my number one, and I'm gonna say this: I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on my number one because I have a three-way tie for my super number one. My number one, I hinted at earlier, it is the flame mortar. So it's Bacon's number 2 and Coyote's, I think, your number 4. But the flame mortar, it is what it is. It just adds a dilemma to an already bad situation. So
the
if
one
you
called
get,
Hulk Firebomber is what it's called.
Okay, so the Hulk Firebomber, because if you get hit by it, you just have to keep jumping and stimming and jumping and stimming. But
Yeah.
what I want to get to is my honorable mentions or my super number one, and I have 3 of them. The reason why they didn't make the list is because they're not in the game anymore, so to speak.
Oh.
It's the
yeah.
old gunships, a year ago gunships. It's the old rocket devastators from a year ago, and also it's invisible walls. So if you play,
Do you want a box of steel tissues as well?
if you play, no, I do like I said, I like fighting them, right? Like back in the day, I like that the old
Yeah.
rocket devastators were crazy accurate because
Yeah.
that just means you have to be on your game.
And I also loved like seeing 50 gunships coming towards you at the time.
Well, the thing with the gunships, the funny thing with the gunships is one gunship was a problem back in the day.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
gunship
yeah.
was a problem, and it would
Yeah.
just be compounded that like if you didn't take out that tower fast enough, there'd be 16 gunships, and
And it would be the end of the world.
and that's what I'm saying. I wish they had just kept it kind of the same. Maybe limit it to 4, or maybe limit it to 6 or whatever.
I would say maybe have them as they are now, but up their spawn rate. Like have them have limited missiles, like they have now. Like they actually have ammunition capacity, but up the spawn rate on them, so we can have like 10 to 20 gunships at one time coming
See,
at you.
I'm kind of on the opposite. I kind of want them to be harder. I want them because it seemed like back in the day they would target you faster. They would shoot rockets at you faster. You really had to use cover to defeat them.
Like that part, like on that part, I agree. But I don't think they should have unlimited ammo necessarily. They can have unlimited ammo on their machine gun, but not rockets, if you ask me.
But, and so
they should up their accuracy and their spawn rate, basically.
Yeah, and so for that reason, the old gunships are my super number one. The old rocket devastators that'll just snipe you to bits are not my number one. And then invisible walls are just, man, when you're like, oh, I got the perfect sight. I do long range a lot, so if I'm sniping a Hulk in the red eye and it's just hitting an invisible wall, it's just a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I think we're on to Bacon's number one.
Oh yeah, my number one is one that I haven't seen them in a bit, just because I haven't fought them in a bit. But oh my gosh, they're the elevated overseers. They're like the flying bugs, but they throw grenades and they shoot at you. And they're oh my gosh, do they have medium armor? They're just so hard to kill, and it's just awful. It's always a grenade. And you're trying to deal with the zombies, the voteless, and then you see the Illuminate Bile Titan, whatever it's called, the Hawk Hunter, Hawk Tua,
the Harvester.
Harvester. I was close.
The Hawk Tua.
and they're just throwing grenades at you, and they're my least favorite pain in the butt enemy.
Hey, Bacon. I'm sending you 2 boxes of skill tissues. Yeah, no, they can be a little bit annoying.
So, with that being said, I think we're down to Snuff's number one.
Yes, and a lot of people are going to relate to this one. And I also have an honorable mention after this one for once. My number one is the Conflagration Devastator, the shotgun fire devastator.
Oh yeah.
This is the single unit that kills me the most on the battlefield. Like, no matter what faction, this is the one single unit that gets me every time. Because if you're within a certain range, which is pretty far, it will kill you in one shot, no matter what armor you're wearing. Like, there's no point in even wearing the fire armor for it. Like, it's just a waste. It's pinpoint accuracy. It hits hard, no matter what you're wearing. It has a shield that covers the body better than the regular heavy devastator.
Mm-hmm.
It is a pain in the butt, literally. This is like it's summoned from hell to be a pain in the butt.
Solid.
But yeah, that's my
solid
number
choice.
one. Yeah. And
Oh,
I have an honorable mention.
Oh yeah, what's your honorable mention?
You guys are gonna find this funny, but it
The Axe.
is no. Axis peak performance. Peak performance. If you don't know how to use the axe, just get good. But this is you guys are gonna find it funny because it's my own mines.
If Snuff's Mines doesn't make it into a list, what have we done? You know what I mean?
Like, I rarely die to them, but they are annoying at times. I will admit it, they are annoying at times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we just they need to make a feature in every top 5 that we do.
It will just keep coming back.
Ship
names. Chime in, Coyote.
Oh, sorry.
You know what time it is, Coyote?
Ship names.
There we go.
All right, so the first one is coming from Jathulu. I don't know how you pronounce that, but it's from the
I would say
Spotify.
Chichulu.
Chulu. So it's from the
Yeah.
Spotify. It's the SES Sentinel of Selfless Service. Fleet Commander Chaluthu here. I just found your podcast and I'm a fan. There are so many nuances to this game. I'd love to hear the discussion on all things I think about while playing. That means the means to customize your loadouts to your tactical preference in almost infinite ways is definitely worth talking about. Maybe we'll see each other on the battlefield. Remember, no one lives forever, but we all live for democracy. For a super Earth.
Thank you for your service.
Thank
And
you for your
yes,
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your
Please.
service.
please join us on the front lines, dude. Join the Discord. Find us in the voice chats and just
Exactly.
jump on in.
Join the Discord.
Everyone's always welcome on anyone's ship here. So just jump on in. Come
Yeah.
join us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, every video game is funner to play with friends, and in the Discord, there's almost always somebody that is down to play. So join the Discord and play with us.
Yeah, we have people from Australia, Europe, North America, probably some from Asia. We have people from everywhere. So there's always usually someone online to play with.
Yeah. So is it Bacon doing the next one?
Yeah, let Bacon
so.
do this.
I
I'll
hope
skip
so.
out on this ship names. I just steal it from Bacon real quick.
Double kill. All right.
Go ahead, Bacon.
This one comes from the previous hosts of Super Earth Podcast. It is Lido from the Discord with the SES Harbinger of Truth. Lido chose this because raining down democratic truth bombs on bugs, bots, and squids is what I was born to do. Thank you for your service.
Lido.
Thank you for your service.
It is an honor.
It's truly an honor. All right, Coyote, you're doing your own ship name, aren't you?
I am. My name is Coyote J, and I pilot the Leviathan of Wrath. This name was taken from the elder god of war, Kratos. His Leviathan axe is one, and god of war, god of wrath. Yeah, good honorable mention to the Sony franchise.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for your service, Coyote. I'll see you on level 1.
Yeah, thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, boy.
Thank you.
And then the next segment is the community task, but since last episode we're talking about releasing the one, there's nothing new in the community task.
Why don't you just refresh us on what the community task is?
Yeah, so the community task that it will probably be out when this one drops, maybe. It is dude, I don't remember what it said, but it's going to be at like a themed. I don't remember exactly what it said because Mela had made one for us. And it will be more of a themed event going on. So it will go on for a longer period of time. It's kind of more like a filler event for between the big events like the Berserker and Valhalla. So it will keep going for longer and also have several parts to the event, is what, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I don't remember exactly. It's forgetful man.
Well, all right. That being said, I think we came to the end of the episode. So, I'll say this. Join the Discord. Submit your listener stories and ship names. Engage in the community challenge. Also, I'll be dropping a poll in every episode on Spotify. So, if you listen on YouTube, go to Spotify, engage in the poll. Let us know,
And remember, you can only see them on your phone, not PC.
Yeah. So yeah, let us know in the comments what your top 5 pain in the butt enemies are. And if you vote in the Spotify poll, comment on whatever thing. If you're commenting on YouTube or whatever, comment what you voted for and comment what your top 5 is.
And your ship name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comment your ship name. We'll see it.
Yeah. Yeah, and at that, I think we're coming to an end. So, see you on the front lines, guys.
See you on the front line.
See you on the front lines.
See you around.
All Super Earth podcast content is based on the game Helldivers 2, created by Arrowhead Game Studios and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment.